less than 1% women actually decide or take agency over where their money is going to go.
90% plus women said they hand over their money to their partners. What we realized is first, women are scared to talk about money. So we started as a Facebook community. From that, we learned what is it that women are looking for. That's when we built the Lakshmi app. So we're about 1.5 million downloads and about 800,000 active users.
Somebody's come back to us and said that, you saved my life. Lxme is India's largest wealth management platform because it is half of our country and it is women who are the best investors waiting to grow their money, achieve their financial dreams. We've been able to democratize it, simplify it, make it time efficient for our women.
Hello everybody and welcome to yet another episode of PayU's Let's Talk Scale. This is a show where we feature companies that have scaled up in extremely difficult sectors. The objective of this show is to inspire and empower the next set of entrepreneurs and professionals to take up their journeys to scale their companies both in India and outside of it. And today we have an extremely exciting episode for you because we're going to feature a brand that I'm personally thrilled to feature on this particular show. We have Lakshmi and we have Preeti Rati Gupta and Riddhi Kanoria Dungarse. Now, to start with, tell us about Lakshmi. What was the idea behind it? Why did you all end up starting it? And what does it do?
So firstly, thank you for having us on this show.
Yeah.
Very excited always to talk about Lakshmi.
Yeah.
So I come from financial services. I set up a company called Anand Rathi 30 years back. And within the first 2 decades, there was a problem that was staring at me, but I had no way or no sort of medium or platform to solve it, which was that there weren't enough women who were adopting or taking financial tools, which meant it wasn't just that we didn't have women customers, but what it actually meant was that women were not working towards their financial security, their financial freedom, making them landing themselves in very uncomfortable situations because if you don't have agency over your own money, you can never take a stand, whether it's difficult circumstances, professionally, personally. So there was, of course, the whole impact angle. But the opportunity, we are half of the population and less than 1% women actually decide or take agency over where their money is going to go. And if we just looked at, and we said, okay, while we looked at the entire, spectrum of women, whether it was affluent, mass affluent, whether it was middle income, mass middle income, low income, the problem was exactly the same. But it was actually the mass middle income of India, where there was a huge opportunity because families there are sitting on savings worth $400, $500 billion, most of it in gold or fixed deposits. Women are very, very aspirational. They want the best for their children's education, the best for their homes, lifestyles. The men are also not very financially savvy. As you know that India today, 9% of Indian families have some exposure to capital markets. To actually reach out to women as the enablers of financialization of savings, it was a problem waiting to be solved. And I think when I look back when we started Lakshmi, the time was just right. Because I think digital penetration, technology, democratization of financial products, it was the best time to sort of start work on it. And I think the question I asked myself was, if not now, then when? And if not me, then who? So that's how Lakshmi came about.
Can you give us a few details about where you all are right now? Because you all started close to 5 or 6 years back.
So we've actually gone through a real long journey of learnings. So we call our community our product managers.
Yeah.
We started as a community. So what we first say is there is socioeconomic conditioning, right? Where women are not managing their money. So they're handing it over to their fathers, brothers and husbands. I think we did a survey of a few thousand women, and 90% plus women said they hand over their money to their partners, right? And what we realized is first, women are scared to talk about money. So we started as a Facebook community. It grew very quickly. We won one of the Facebook top 5 communities globally.
Wow.
With impact and the growth. Then from that, we learned what is it that women are looking for, right? And obviously, community is one thing and literacy is the second thing, right? And what we also realized is there is a lot of literacy happening, but the third thing that's needed is action. That's when we built the Lakshmi app. And again, we've taken a lot of the learnings that we got from the community to build the app. So we're about at 1.5 million downloads and about 800,000 active users who have either done literacy with us, are part of the community, are talking about money, and we've heard life-changing stories.
Wow.
And have invested.
Have invested.
Yeah.
And some of the stories have been game changers. So on really tough days when a user tells us, I'm the first woman in my house to actually buy my own car or put down my down payment for my house, it's amazing. So initial signs, we're still building, we're still growing, but the initial numbers and signs are amazing.
This is one of the products that has actually been born out of insight you received from your customers and users. Can you tell me one or two of those insights that really hit you hard that led you to build this app?
Yeah, absolutely. I always say that, it needs women to actually see the problems that other women face, and which is why I think Lxme actually happened. But the first insight we actually got was that for them, just having a money conversation itself is a difficult thing.
Wow.
So, creating a safe space where they can actually discuss money with each other. I mean, today, if you look at typical social settings in our country, you'll see men, when they're talking money, it's the men together, and then women are talking something else, right? That's an indication of why women are not within themselves or in, we are an equal world today, so men and women today, we talk about everything together, right?
Yeah.
But the minute money conversations happen, it becomes very polarized, men and women, right? So creating that safe space where women can actually come and talk all things money, that was a deep insight. The other insight,
if you don't mind me asking, how did you all do that? Because that seems like such a tough problem to solve, right? And I'm sure it's a tough problem to solve both globally and within India, because this is not an India only problem, right? This is a global problem. But anything that you all did in specific there?
So we created a community.
Okay.
And that continues, like Riddhi said, it continues to be literally the backbone of Lakshmi.
Yeah.
This community is a safe space only for women. Even on the app, we do a gender verification so that only women can enter the community. We encourage a lot of conversations that we understood were actually not just product specific, because women were asking questions like, how do I bring up the topic of money with my partner who refuses to discuss it? Now, these are real life problems for us, but no financial platform will actually address it. Right? So getting them to open up, create a sort of sense of safety, security, where they feel empowered to ask these questions. That was the first step. Then we started doing a lot of sessions, learning sessions, literacy sessions, which were both, they were behavioral, they were emotional, they were financial, they were also product-led. So a mix of all of this together. And then we realized that women just, as in any strong community, we found amazing number of evangelists within. Where women said, okay, this is great, it's helped me, I'm going to tell all my friends that this is where you should come and talk money. So I think that, when we look back, I think that was probably the smartest move we made, that begin with the community, but don't just stay there. Move, community is the core, yes. But community cannot be a business model. So you have to obviously move from there. So that's how we created that.
But from what I hear from you, a huge focus on customer education of sort, right? Because if you don't do that, you can't do anything ahead of that. So you started with the community. Now, what would be your top 2 or 3 products that actually sell off your app?
So that's a great question, and actually we answer that a lot. One thing is, Preeti and me are both legacy founders. We've built businesses that are profitable, right? So profitability is at the forefront of all our decisions. We think of business model at the start.
Yeah.
But saying that, if we start from selling products for our audience, it doesn't build trust. So the first few things we focus on is firstly, like we discussed, the community, literacy, right? And what we've done is we've built a bunch of non-financial services on the app.
Got it.
Right? And people always say, how is your app different? Why is it a special app for women? So we have a money vision board.
Got it.
And that's one of the most loved features, right? Women come in and they just want to. They think, I want the best for my child. I have a dream home. I want a vacation, right? So actually what we are very proud of is the non-financial products or services we built on the app, right?
Yeah.
So one, of course, community. Women love the literacy. They've so many of us, and this is all kudos to Preeti. She's really simplified it. With 30 years of experience, she's managed to compress what every individual in the country should know into a 1-hour financial fitness boot camp.
Got it.
That works beautifully. I think there's lakhs of women who have done that and now say they feel so empowered. They never thought they could be that comfortable with managing their money. Then there's other features like the vision board.
Got it.
And one, again, women love saving.
Yeah.
They don't care about growing and talking about returns.
Yeah.
So we have this thing called a savings challenge, which is like your fitness challenge.
Got it.
So small steps every day give big results in the long run.
Got it.
So those are some of our star products, and again, unique, built around the behavior of women.
Got it. That's so interesting. Because this sounds like every person, not just women, but every person needs to have these tools, because that is what gives you a vision of what you want to do, and in turn inspires you to save, invest, so on and so forth, right? So tomorrow, if somebody wants to buy a mutual fund, for example, can they do it off your app, or do they need to go somewhere else and do it? Can you tell me about that?
They can, absolutely.
Yeah.
So like Rati said, I think we're very clear our monetization is on financial products.
Got it.
I think all the non-financial products are features that help her take that step.
Yeah.
Make her feel comfortable, feel trust.
Yeah.
But the beauty is that no woman comes to us saying, I want to buy a mutual fund. Right?
Yeah.
What she comes to us for is, I want to understand how to save more money, how to grow that money, how to meet my financial goals. See, women are very, very goal driven. That's and those are great attributes for a good investor, right? Where you put the goal in the center of everything and not the return, right? And then you say, okay, this is the goal I want to meet. And then you, in a disciplined manner, say, okay, this is the roadmap. If I put in this much money every month or at one go, it will take me this much time to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
So that's what we help her with.
Yeah.
These are her financial goals. But yes, to meet those financial goals, we use mutual funds as products, because in my experience, all your financial planning can be done between mutual funds and insurance.
Yeah.
So how do you make a money platform that is very time efficient for her, where she's not thinking, oh my God, it'll need a lot of time, I should postpone it later. But yeah, to answer your question, I think monetization on financial products, she can come and buy those products. We have women who come and say, can I, while we are doing that, when we are doing literacy, when we're talking about all the other instruments, and they say they've heard that, okay, should I buy stocks versus mutual funds? So we'll help her understand the difference and what it requires to buy stocks, and why mutual funds are a better choice for anybody who's not 24/7 just researching.
I want to just add one point to that, actually. And what I love about the platform, and again, it comes from her expertise, Preeti's expertise, is we curate portfolios, right? So there's thousands of mutual funds. We pick the top 10. So mutual funds ensure there's diversification. We then ensure they're asset allocated.
Yeah.
So across equity, debt, and gold. So the same kind of support the really wealthy get who have portfolios of lakhs, 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs, a crore. We're enabling it for every woman in India. And our portfolios, our investments start at ₹100. So come just to start with that 100. We are here to support you. You will have an asset allocated, diversified portfolio. We've also built in amazing features like rebalancing. So again, democratizing access to the capital markets to ensure every woman and family gets access to products that beat inflation and help her achieve her financial goals.
It's so interesting. Over the last, I think, few years, all of a sudden, the Indian woman is a star investor, because she's been investing in gold through the last 25 years. Can she buy a gold ETF or a gold mutual fund on your platform as well?
Absolutely. So I think between gold, debt, and equity, all her financial goals can be met. But we're teaching her how to, in each of this, choose a smarter option, and why this is a smarter option. Why a gold mutual fund or a gold saving fund is a better option than a physical gold jewelry or digital gold.
Got it.
So once she understands, and I have to say this, you're right. I think the fact that an Indian woman is a very smart investor has been far. I mean, it's been hidden for far too long. And it's not just gold, but once she has the awareness, I think the ability to make informed decisions. While she's investing in a gold mutual fund, she will also invest in an equity fund, which could be a small cap or a mid cap, knowing fully well that the risk it carries and that what percentage of a portfolio it should form. So to everybody who says that women will not invest in equity markets or capital markets because they're risk averse, I think we have a very clear answer. I think women are very risk aware. And once they know, they are making very informed decisions even on asset allocation.
Just one thing to add to that actually. So one, gold is of course a good investing option, but for a small part of your portfolio. So women have been actually investing in either an FD or in post office or in chit funds or in their cupboard hidden away. Right? And we all realize that in COVID. But the problem is, so when we did an analysis, women are fabulous savers and budgeters. They all save money. But if you don't invest it in inflation-beating instruments, starting at an average salary of 10,000 per month across your career from 20 to 60, a woman or a man loses close to 5 crores just because they're not investing in the right instruments. They're not investing in the capital markets, right? So yes, of course, gold is a great product to invest, to save in, but it needs to be diversified across other asset classes.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Have you seen a difference in behavior between women from tier 1 cities, and that I mean the top 8 cities of India, versus the tier 2 and tier 3 cities? Have you seen a difference in behavior, or is it all uniform across the board?
So we've not seen a difference between, I wouldn't really put it based on the geographic location, but definitely I think demographic. If you look at, are they affluent women? The behavior is very different versus, behavior of a low-income woman or even a mass affluent woman. I think, and also based on the stage of life they are. A single woman versus a married woman versus a married woman with a child versus a divorced woman. The behavior absolutely changes. So therefore, I think for us, when we do cohort analysis, there are just too many parameters to put into that metric, right? Too many variables, because what stage of life she is in, which socio-demographic,
bucket,
section of society she comes from, joint family, nuclear family, all of these things actually dictate behavior. And that's what's very interesting. I used to do commodity futures once upon a time, and I used to always say this, that while doing commodity futures, I realized that equity markets can be so boring, right? Because commodity markets has spices, and it has grains, and it has gold, and it has silver, and it has base metals. And each of these, the fundamentals are different, technical analysis, all of that is very different. And geographies are very different. So especially when we look at women, I literally look at that analogy that, it's literally like doing commodity futures, because you have so many variables and just so much to solve for. Versus when you do financial planning for men, it's pretty much, okay, are you single, married? Or, that's purely it.
So how big a role has tech and now AI played in your journey of scale? Because the amount of users that you already have on your app is quite outstanding. So what's the role of tech and AI in your scale journey?
So initially it was a lot of 1:1 connect, a lot of human intervention, and we have experts across community, literacy, all of that, right? So we have live sessions that are run by people. We have a money buddy on call. So obviously it's been very people driven. But now as we're scaling, that's not going to be possible, right? It's okay, you can manage it for 1,000 people. But as we go to 100,000 transacting users or 1 million transacting users, it's not going to be possible to have real-time support. So technology is really important. One, from a support perspective, two, from a personalization perspective, right? Like Preeti said, there's such a wide demographic of users. Someone wants credit, someone wants to invest, someone wants to invest 1,000 rupees, someone wants to invest 100,000. Right? Someone is at different stages of their life. So AI and technology plays a large role in automation and personalization and in simplifying their journey. So critical, absolutely. And with India's population, I think you have to use technology to ensure you scale.
Amazing. Tell me about your user interface, right? Because more often than not, an app wouldn't see the success that it's done unless you're doing something right as far as the UI is concerned. So what are you all doing differently as far as your UI that's getting so many people on your platform?
So I think first is that we've put, and it may sound very cliche, but we put our customer, our woman in the center of it all, right? So we're building for her. I think we're not, you realize that a lot of people build for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's very important to put her in the center. So that's the one thing. Another very sort of strong decision we took is that we will not have anybody from the BFSI space build this app.
Oh, wow. Why is that?
Because the problem is that if you've built for XYZ financial services company, you come with that overhang, you come with that baggage. I think from day one, I was very clear that the only person who comes from the financial services is me, nobody else. So I think that's brought a lot of fresh perspective. And we ensure that, especially on product, product and design, we have women, because the ability to understand the behavior and build or design as per a woman's behavior, that intuitiveness comes in. Also, so before we started Lakshmi, I met about close to 3,000 women, right? And we asked them what were their inhibitions. There are enough platforms. There are a lot of financial platforms. Why aren't they using those platforms? And we realized that for them, one, most platforms were very intimidating. So we knew that is what we wanted to take away, right? We wanted to take away that fear of jargons, too many choices, too much of overhang of you got to be smart if you've got to invest your money.
Wow.
You've got to have experience if you've got to manage your money.
Yeah.
So we actually took all of that away.
Yeah.
We said we want this to feel like what is most intuitive to a woman. It's e-commerce.
Yeah.
It's FMCG.
Yeah.
So we actually wanted that flow and that journey for her, even when it comes to money.
Yeah.
But built in with the right regulatory and compliant environment.
Wow.
So I think that's what makes this journey very, very different. And yes, and I think, Riddhi brings a lot of, I think, expertise in actually converting. So I have sort of the mindset, the ideas, and really converting it into the platform is absolutely, all credit and kudos to her.
Amazing. So I think it's a very important question, because so many apps fail because there's something missing in the UI, right? The user interface. But here you said, ensure that you're actually talking to customers, which is extremely important before you get into, say, any kind of app building or business building. Often look for the outsider's perspective, because if you have too many people who've been in that industry, the ideas will be stale, the ideas will be just the old ideas. And I think third thing that you spoke about is just simplicity in everything that you do. The more you complicate the product, the more the chances of people feeling intimidated and therefore not signing up for something. So you try to make it as simple as possible.
I'll just add one more thing to it. I think what we also realized is that this is, it is a new frontier for women. And how can we digitally make her feel that we're there?
Yeah.
It's literally like a main hoon na feeling, like we're there for you, right? We've got your back.
Yeah.
To digitally translate that, online translate that, I think has been one of our, I would say, biggest wins in building for women.
Wow, that's so interesting. Okay, I have final few questions. This is an app for women run by two accomplished women. What advice would you have for women professionals who are just entering the workforce?
Well, first is with regards to investing, start small, but start immediately.
Got it.
Even if it's just 100 rupees a day.
Yeah.
And second is, don't be fearful. Just put your best foot forward and just take life by its horns. Just go for it.
Got it. So I think the starting part is very important, because I'm assuming once you pull the trigger, so to speak, then it just builds your muscle, and in turn, it starts your whole journey of investing or building your career, so on and so forth. Tell me a story that is a heartwarming story of what you achieved at Lxme that really inspires you and your team to do more and more and really pursue this dream that you'll have of financial literacy and financial freedom and independence for women. Tell me a story.
So I hate the fact you've asked me for just one story.
Okay.
I'll have to play favorites.
Yeah.
But Look, I think every day when we talk to our women, and we started this IP call very inspired by Humans of Bombay and Humans of New York. We said, okay, let's talk to our women who, and we do that all the time, but we said, let's hear them. Women who've been on the platform, who've invested via Lakshmi, and who are mostly first-time investors.
Yeah.
How has that been how has that affected their lives?
Yeah.
And the stories we heard were, I think, like Riddhi said, I think we go back to those stories. That every day when we feel challenged, we feel that, oh my God, this is like hard work.
Yeah.
We go back to those stories.
Yeah.
One of those stories, for example, I think there's this young woman who wrote to us. She said, I haven't been able to go for a holiday with my family for the last 5 years. Because there was COVID, there was whatever, and she said my husband lost his job, and as a family, and she has 2 young children, she says, I actually saved money, I invested that money.
Yeah.
We've finally gone on a holiday. I have taken my family on a holiday.
Yeah.
And her younger one had never
Wow.
been on a holiday.
Wow.
So she was like, just that thrill of me being able to take my family on a holiday gives that, things we actually don't
Take for granted.
realize, we
Yeah.
take for granted, but the ability to do that with just putting small amounts of money
Yeah.
every month from her salary.
Yeah.
And it may have taken her 5 years, but that is the first step where she realizes, okay, now I can look at so many more goals, right? We've had actually some very, sort of goosebump stories
I can imagine.
where a woman said that I was actually asked to leave home with my young kid.
Yeah.
And I walked 10 kilometers. I didn't have shoes. I was carrying my child
Yeah.
to my parents' house. I wasn't very welcome there. And this is the real India we're talking about, right? And she said, I was literally on the verge of thinking, what do I do with my life? Should I just end it? And she says, one of my friends recommended that, no, you need to build it. You should, learn about money, get financial, understand how you'll build your financial security. And she says, I joined the Lxme community, and there's been no looking back. And, one is financial security, but if we can actually, if somebody's come back to us and said that, you saved my life, it tells you that money is such a strong enabler, and hopefully many more.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. Let me ask you the last question, and both of you are free to answer it. If I were to meet you 5 years down the line, the two of you all, tell me your aspiration for where Lakshmi needs to be in 5 years.
So I think in our minds, we're very clear that we're building, Lakshmi is India's largest wealth management platform.
Okay.
Because it is half of our country.
Yeah.
And it is women who are the best investors. They're the savers, waiting to grow their money, achieve their financial dreams. We've been able to democratize it, simplify it, make it time efficient for our women. So our aspiration is to have, at least 20 million women start managing their money on the platform. And that really moves the needle for us, yes, of course, but also moves the needle in terms of how, women think about money, how this wealth management, or, it becomes, managing your money becomes synonymous with, just life. It's a life skill that everybody. So that's something that I think we've set a milestone, a goal for ourselves.
So 20 million in the next 5 years.
Yes.
What you all are doing, the two of you all, is really inspiring, right? Because as we spoke off camera, this is something which is the need of the person, the family, and of the country at large, right?
Sure.
Because when half the population doesn't have the financial independence and freedom that it deserves, we as a country are not doing well. And you all are solving an important problem. I wish the two of you all the best on this tough journey that you'll have decided to undertake. But I'm hoping that Lakshmi is going to be the roaring success it deserves to be. And I'm personally going to be talking about Lakshmi to everyone that I know, all the women that I know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.